Good morning, everybody. As you've probably seen, but we've had a few deliveries coming in. We're just trying to get the product here on the farm, and then when we're ready to do things, we've actually got it ready. But our first intention is at the moment is try to build a chicken coop. I'm no bricklayer. I've never laid a brick really in my life. I might have done one or two little, but that's it. This is going to be very interesting. So what we've come up with is, this is what we want for our chicken coop. Obviously this is just blocks put on the ground, not cemented in, nothing's done yet, it just drops on the soil. Just to give us roughly an idea of size what we want. Is we'll have a sloping roof on the end, and we'll have some sort of metal or concrete door. So what we're going to do, we're going to build it in block, and then we're going to render it all off. Want to keep it a bit cleaner for cleaning out, keep mites out and stuff like that as well. We'll have a concrete base for easier to cleaning again. We're trying to do it as a mulch, so if for some reason we could put another animal in here as well, maybe a pig or something like that later on if we want to swap them around. This one is encased with 6-foot fencing all the way around, complete. But we got a little bit of run. This is where our personal chickens are going to be for our eggs. So what we're trying to do is just sort this out. So this will be just basically, it will be roaming as well. But so what we've done, we were going to build it here, and then we realised that it's in full sun all day long. So we've come up with the idea that we're going to move it when we start to build it here, so that in the morning you've got the sun on it, but then when the intense sun comes across, it's around the back of all this, so this gets shade as well. This is standard oak, not cork oak, it's just standard oak, so we can trim it down a little bit. So what we've been doing is just sort of like working out what sort of size we want on it. So I think we've come up with 5 block wide basically, or 4.5 block wide. So this is a project what will be getting done in the next few weeks, but we're just getting things ready. And then as the weather changes and it starts to get damper and bits and pieces, we're going to start doing work on the house. So we've not started that yet. We've done bits and pieces in there. We've got electrics in there now, so we can do bits. But what we need to do is dig the foundation out, concrete and pour the foundation. I've got to go and get some rebar and stuff now, so that's when we get the thing in, and then we will eventually level all this off. Well, I'll level this off when I'm digging the foundation out, and then concrete it. But what I've done is I've put the blocks there, but we're actually going to bring them forward here, so we're away from the tree a little bit more. May have to do a little bit of trimming on this one, but I don't want to do too much because I want it to act as a shade. So I'll keep you up to date when we start more on this. But as you can see, I think the chickens are love it in here. This originally used to be one of the dog pens. I think I've said this previously in videos as well. What the owner had done is he's concreted in the ground all the way around, so it stopped predators digging underneath as well. I think the chicken might be happy in this one. We will be building more pens up on the top fields, and with the pigs and stuff like that. So what we're doing at the moment is just bringing some blocks across, messing about, just getting an idea roughly where we want to go with things like that. Let's see where we go with this. So we'll keep you up to date on what we're going to be doing. As we start it, I'll get a bit more videoing done as well. So at the moment we decided this is going to be the sort of size we're going to do our chicken coops. So last night in the dark we had our level out to get a roughly idea roughly where we're going to be. You can see where we've marked out. So because the hill is on a slope, we're just trying to level this out a little bit, and then we're going to dig foundations in, cement them in, and then we can start putting the blocks on. I'm
not certain if when it's going to be done or how it's going to be done, but this one is basically a trial because we've got quite a few of these to do, because we're going to go into specialist breeds of chickens eventually. That's my passion anyway, so that's, we shall see. But you see, I've started to level it off a little bit more there, but you can see where the problem is. We're going to come down here, so what we might actually do is build a little water channel survey to get rid of it on there. So I'm going to put you on the camera now and just watch us for a little bit. All I'm trying to do is just level it down a little bit. We're going to be pouring, well, mixing a concrete mixture up. I'm going to dig these down a little bit so we'll get a gully all the way around. Fill that with sand and cement and concrete and stuff. And then we'll start laying bricks on top. Then eventually, I think we're going to have the doorway here. We was initially thinking there, but we're going to have it here, I think. To be easy to get in and out. We'll do the brickwork up, doorway here. So what I'm going to do in a minute, once I've got a roughish level, it don't really matter, we'll check the levels later on. Bear in mind, it's the first time I've done brickworking. So, if you see any faults, please let me know. So what I'm doing at the moment is breaking this sort of like level-ish. Don't have to be totally level, because like I say, eventually the floor is going to be concreted, and what we're going to do, we're going to have a very slight slope so it comes to the doorway. But when I want to wash it inside or clean it inside, everything then will come back to the door. So we will sort the floor out once we've built the walls up and stuff. We'll be putting in like a tin roof type thing on it. But like I say, the reason we're working it at the moment is it's shaded-ish. It's starting to get shade now, the sun's coming around, and the back is still quite warm. The only problem, we've got a little bit of wind today, so as I'm clearing this, it's blowing a little bit. Should just put it straight in the wheelbarrow, but I think the boss is using that at the moment. You'll probably see us in a few different videos. When we see little pieces of granite like this, we're sort of like collecting them and putting them up there, because later on we've got to build the top of the walls inside and outside. It's not actually been finished to the roof, so what we're doing is collecting little pieces of granite and they'll be used for that. We were initially thinking we'd have to buy some. Nah, the amount we're finding on the ground, it's on a spin, but we need some thin pieces. So that will be getting used inside the house once we just wash them off, clean them off, see what colours they are. I'm going to put you on time lapse. Right, where are we going on the time lapse? I'm going to do this. Some people are probably going to say, why am I using blocks for chicken coop? One, I think it'd make it safer, stop animals getting in at night time and predators and stuff. But two, because I'm hoping that do it once, do it right, and then it's going to last. And that's realistically because of my age. I'm not the youngest chick going. If you're watching from the UK, I do qualify from the bus pass. So the way I'm thinking, at the moment while I'm fit and healthy, try getting all the heavy work done, and then later on it's all down to Martine. She can do it. She's younger than me, see. Sorry I'm not wearing a t-shirt. I do normally try to wear a t-shirt when I'm working on the camera. It's just too warm. I'm going to unclip you from the stand. So you know, it's still a little bit high in this corner. I might take a little bit more down yet. It's not really going to make a difference because I'm going to concrete the floor, like I say, and it will level it out that way. But you can see how much I'm having to take out of the corner just to bring it down roughish. And the reason we have decided to build it here is because it gets shade most of the time. In the very height summer, the sun is that way. So our little chickens will be have shelter. They've got plenty of shelter underneath the trees. I expect they're going to love it in there. Anyway, if anybody's going to say this is a posh one, this used to be where they used to have the dogs. I think I've said it a few times, hence the reason like these. But we're not having dogs for breeding, we're going to have chickens and stuff. So a little bit more leveling here, I think, just down this corner here, and then it starts to trench out for the where the bricks are going to go. So I'll get back to you in a little bit. So a couple hours later, as you can see, this is why we picked, I don't know if you can see the shade, the sun's right over here now. In the summer the sun is right over here, so this is why we picked this area for these. But you can see what we've done now, we channeled it out. I'm not certain if it's 100% level at the moment, but we'll do that when we do a final little just touch up. And you can see where we've channeled right way around, so the blocks will fit on top of that. We're going to sand the cement them, gravel. I've cut some rebars, I'm going to drop them inside the bits and pieces as well. A bit over the top I suppose for the chicken coop, but and then what we are going to do, we're going to I'm not certain what this is called, but I'll show you in a second. We're going to put that on the bottom and concrete that into it as well. Basically we're doing that to stop any predators coming through, so they can't dig through and things like that. So it'll have a concrete sides, then it will eventually have a concrete floor. So excuse me walking around here, but we bought this as well. So we decided we're going to put this on the floor, then concrete over the top of it, which will stop predators coming through as well, hopefully. It's all coiled up at the moment, so I'm going to cut that down to shape, size. So I'm hoping that adds a bit more strength as well, and in the cement and concrete. But then it'd be hopefully stop any predators trying to dig underneath the chicken coop, which I have heard of quite a few times. Especially I heard one lady, she's lost a lot of her chickens and bits and pieces of something trying to dig under to get into them and kill almost all the flock. So, and that was done at night time, by the way. So hence the reason I'm going over the top with this. Like I say, I'm trying to do things so that they last a while, and not just a 10-minute job. So yeah, it's a bit over the top. I think my chickens will have a posh residency, a posh home. Martine is down in the background clearing some brambles with a new tool. What she's using? She's ignoring me now. She can't hear me. So she's down there. So I think that's it for tonight. I was going to pour the concrete tonight on the edges, but to be perfectly honest, it was shattered. It's been a long day today. Whether or not I can get it done tomorrow, because we're actually going out for a meal tomorrow night. But it's done when it's done. So you can see where the foundation is basically going to be. I'm not 100% if I'm going to put it in a little bit deeper yet. Might do, I don't know yet. I'm still working that out. I'm going to do a little bit more research tonight. Like I say, I'm not a brickie, I'm not a builder, I'm just somebody who likes to potch around and try to... Sorry, potching. Potching is it's a Welsh saying basically, and it's like what do you call it? Messing around, making things and stuff like that. As a hobby type thing, so that's what we call potching in Wales. But you can see the channel now coming through. So hopefully I've dug it right. We'll find out when we start laying the bricks. So that's it on that part at the moment. Good morning everybody, it's an early morning. The sun's just starting to come up now. I've been up for about 3/4 of an hour now. Because today is the day I'm going to concrete the foundations on the chicken. I'll put the outer ring on anyway. The camera's not actually picking up the colours, I don't think, on the sun. So I got up this morning just after 6. I've been getting everything prepped ready. I'm going to give it another 10 minutes, 15 minutes before I start the Jenny up. We do have a few neighbours, but not. They'd be up anyway now because they'll be starting work very soon. Because we all in the morning we start early. So we've had lots of different deliveries. We're getting ready now. Just getting that ready. I'm not certain if you can see it in the background, but look at the mountain views. I love them views. We are so lucky to have this here. So we're just getting ready to start pouring, or mixing in a minute, shall I say. Got some other tools over there, bits and pieces, spread at level, a little bar. Bear in mind, it's the first time I've done this type of work. Done quite a bit of research, so hopefully it'll go well. I don't know if you can hear the birds in the background. I say you can just see the sun starting to hit the trees, just coming up now. Another half hour and I can kick this lot up. I've just been down to the well, what we were cleaning the other day, and got some water out of it ready for next, because we're totally off grid here. I'll get back to it when we start. So I'm just about to get ready to mix the cement, gravel and everything together. So I just thought I'd have another final check. I'm not sure if you can see that. It's not exactly level, but it's in the lines. I'm happy with that now. Seems to match up all the way around. So now it's time to go and mix some cement.
I brought some rocks over ready for when we can start getting the foundations down. And Martin's up now, so let's say, look how quickly the sun comes up. So we're going to start on the foundations of the chicken coop. I'm not going to be talking while I'm doing this because it's not working. You probably can't hear me over the generator. I'll just put you on a little time lapse later on while I'm doing it. So what I've been here, I've just been, the ground's so dry. I don't know if this is correct or not. I just put a watering can of water over to make this ground a little bit more moisture. I've just been rechecking my measurements on my levels. It's out slightly, but this is only the footing, so I'll start pouring in a second. Got some rebars and everything to go in there, just to strengthen it up again. Probably not needed, but I've got it, I might just put it in. So what I'm doing now, I'm just going to fill some of this in, not to the top where I want it, because in a minute I want to put rebar in there as well. What I have done is, like with these here, sorry, just gonna have to move the camera for you. I'm on my own at the moment. So all I've been doing here is I've been watering, let this soak through. Because the ground is so dry, you see what happens, the water just runs straight off. So in a minute I just soak through. Don't know if that's correct or not correct, that's the way I've got to do it. Like I said before, I'm not a builder. I'll finish this side up here, I'll get a piece of rebar in. And then on the final mix we'll put a bit more on. I've been using straight level to try and get some sort of level. Then I'm going to put block on top of these. Like I say, I'm not a builder. I'm probably doing things wrong. I'm just doing it the way it seems sensible to me. Rebar's going in nice though. So if you can hear the mixer in the background, that's me getting my next load ready. I thought this was quite, it just came in my head how I could level it down easier rather than keep bending down, and I thought, oh, I'll use this.
right from start, this is a slightly higher corner. Unfortunately, we've got like a big granite boulder in the corner. I thought I'd leave that in because obviously it's the foundation. Otherwise it would have been destroying all this corner. I think I'm going to leave it there, to tell you the truth. Get you up, let's have a look. It's off slightly, just slightly. But I can obviously level that more out on the foundation when I'm putting the layer of bricks on. So now what we're going to do is just carry on all the way around. And around here now, carry on. So I won't put you on. It's pointless, it's just repeating of what I've just done there. So I'll catch you back up when I've done that. So we're down to the last mix really now. I've just got to do this little bit here. And then just let it set. Excuse me about the chest. That is the highest point over there. So I came down here. What I should have done is gone slightly lower on the cement. It means it's coming over slightly here. Not going to really make a difference. I just add a bit. Eventually this will be concreted all the floor as well. But I'm going to put a mesh down, stop any animals digging underneath. Just to make it as much as secure as I can. This is obviously the first time I've done one of this like this. I'm not bricky, nothing, I keep saying that. Some people are going to scream at me, I think. This is a trial basically. This is where we want to have our own chickens for our own eggs, and then later on in the field. Good morning, Martin. In the field down the bottom over here, we will be building quite a few different pens there for pigs and chickens. So this is a bit of a trial one really, learning curve. I'm a firm believer in you've got to learn. No matter what it is, how old you are, you can learn. You don't have to be a young one to learn things, so I like to learn. So I'm going to carry on with this now. I've got the last mix now. I've just turned the mixer off and washed it all out. Just to put here, I'm going to rebar to go back in here again, and then let it set off. It won't take long. It's already started to go quite dry. I've just watered the top of it just to keep it a little bit damper. I should probably put a cover over it in a minute because the sun's just starting to get up now. So now we've basically cemented all the way around now. I wouldn't say it's level, but it's as close as I can get it. Bear in mind, this is my first time ever doing this. No, it's not, sorry, I have done it in past, but a long time ago. Only for myself, not commercially. So we've got it all the way around, just to level off. Eventually in here, I'm going to try to level off even more, and then I'm going to concrete the base. So when I put the blocks down, the first row of blocks will be a little bit buried there, and just a little bit higher. So, sorry, that's my doorbell. Internet and doorbells still work, even in Portugal. As you can see there, now what's happening is it's already starting to dry off a little bit, so I'll give it another 20 minutes, half an hour, and I'll just run over with a watering can just to keep it a little bit moist. Like I say, I was going to set the set of blocks on here today, but I think I'll leave it until later on. I'm not certain because, like I say, I'm not a brickie. It's not something I've done before. It's a learning curve for me. So I'm happy where that went. That's took 5 barrel loads of mixture. It's probably a little bit over the top realistically for a chicken coop. I want my chickens to be safe. I'm quite happy with how that went. Like I say, I've put rebar in the base as well, and we've got this mesh here. I'm going to cut this up in a minute, this size. I won't be laying it today though, and that's going to go down on the foundation, and possibly a thinner one over the top of it. We'll be doing something very similar when we do our raised beds, but we're putting like 1/2 inch mesh in the bottom, stop any moles or anything coming through the bottom of it, things like that. So this is basically an experiment for me to see what we're going to do, because I wouldn't mind making some raised beds out of these as well, because they'll last them as well. We'll see. Project 1 started. Like I say, we're trying to do the outside work now, and then as it gets a little bit wetter we can start the work inside. I've got electrics in there, and we've now got a little caravan and everything for us to stay in while we're doing the work on there, make it a lot easier for us as well. Well, things I have learned in Portugal, they do move a little bit slower, which is what we want. I will also say again that we have a local builder. It's 5 minutes away from here, and every one of these deliveries have been, well, one of them was actually, he followed us back home to the farm and dropped it off. The other one was delivered in 2 hours. The third one was delivered the day after. Absolutely superb service. I will ask him to see if I can do a video over their yard and everything to see if they're okay with that. But yeah, absolutely great service. Really happy.
Well, I think you might recognise this stump if you've watched the video where we had our eucalyptus trees cut down. We try to let it go to see how fast it grows, and 2 weeks ago they were literally this size, but now, as you can see, they're quite a lot bigger. We've done some research and they say when they come back, cut them off. If they come back again, cut them off again, and then the trees will go naturally and not try to come back. I do want to keep the stump and do something with it, so I've been told I've got a very sharp axe and I've got to be careful. So all you need to do then is slide down, watching your fingers, and take them off. Seeing the size they are, might take me a little while. It does smell amazing as I'm taking them off. If there is another way that you've heard of to stop them growing back, let us know in the comments. Because I do, like I said, I do want to use this stump. But if these are going to be growing all the time, I'm not going to be able to. Oh, some areas are a bit tricky to get into, so I'll come back and tidy them up. Let's have a look around the other side. They're an amazing colour. Shame it's not smelly vision, if they could all smell it. It smells amazing. Right, and I kept this one for last. That's a pretty looking one. There it is. And it smells amazing. So we leave it now for another couple of weeks and see how much grows back again. I'm just going to tidy up these little bits that I can't get into. See you later. Right, you're going to see now under this tree, get all the suckers off. They got a fly on me. And see how pretty it looks when we're finished. As you can see, the thickness on some of these, they've been here quite a while. And there we go, that looks a lot better now. Bit of clearing up. But when the water and the rain comes now, you go straight to the tree rather than the suckers.